Hi, thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be running a tutorial on how to install a virtual private network right onto your Chromebook or onto your Windows PC. You can also do this on your smartphone. Now I'm going to be using PureVPN as a demonstration of how to do all of this, and I'm actually going to define a VPN, show you step by step on how to install it and actually how to run it right onto your machines, and see if it's really the best option for you as far as keeping your privacy and your security. So let's get into the video. Summer Teacher 7, Mr. Berry here. Before I get into topics of VPN, I would like to let you know that I'm an instructor with 20 years experience teaching A+ certification, N+ certification, Mouse certification, computer literacy, as well as the Master Teacher of Technology for a school district. And before that, I was a computer technician working with both the computer systems and networking. Now, getting into what we'll be covering today, we'll be covering the definition of a VPN, which is kind of interesting, and then we'll be jumping into the PureVPN. And at the end, we'll be looking at both the pros and the cons of using a VPN. So even though the VPN paints a very rosy picture of everything and says, oh, look at this, you have all these benefits, we want to give you all the negative things about VPNs as well, so that you can be the best judge to see when using a VPN is really best for you. Hey, here I am in a network. Now, in order for me to define a virtual private network, we need to know a little bit about our network and how it's set up. Let's say that you're on your computer over here on this side, and you're going and you're sending information to and from the internet. So you have a connection there and you have an IP address. Now the IP address is unique to you, and it goes back and forth, and you receive information there, so everything works well. It knows your location, knows your IP address. Now everything's working well as long as you're inside of secured websites. That is a website that has a little lock in front of the URL address so that your data is encrypted. And that's a good thing because you need encryption, and most sites have encryption, especially sites where you might put in information. But anyway, so there you are sending back and forth information, and you're up there in the network. Again, your IP address is seen by everyone. Whenever you go to a website, let's say you're going to Yahoo or you go to Facebook or other places, guess what? They see your IP address, they know your activity and what you're doing. So let's now throw in a VPN server, a virtual private network server, over on this side. Now, once you log in, that's that red line that's going in, you're now logging in to that virtual private network server. And after you've logged in, no longer is your IP address the same as it was. You now have a new IP address that the VPN gives you. And also your location is unknown. So at one time, when you're over here, before you joined the VPN, your IP address would actually tell whoever you're communicating with on the internet, they would tell your location, such as, well, you're in California, USA, or you're in Canada. Now that you're in the VPN, wherever that server is, that's where your location appears to be. So let's say that you chose a VPN that was in Spain. Well, guess what? Your location now appears to be in Spain. That is, your physical location actually appears to be in Spain. And you have an IP address to go along with that. Now with that, your data is still encrypted, but now it's encrypted by the VPN as well. So you have an extra layer there. So you know that your security is a little bit higher now, and your privacy is 100% better. Now I'm going to show you how to purchase and install the VPN and really get your account started so that you'd actually have that account to log into. And you go up here to the browser window, and you want to type in purevpn.com, and it takes you to the home page for PureVPN. Now you're going to notice that you do have some great deals going on, and these deals change depending on the holiday. So right now they're doing a 7-day trial plan here for 99 cents. And there's other information here. But what I'm going to do is, if you notice, if you scroll down, we can click right here where it says Get Pure VPN. So we're going to click there. And it opens up to this page where you can choose your plan. Now normally there's 3 plans at the very top, a 1 month, 7-day trial, and 6-month plan. There are longer terms such as 1 year, 2 year, as you can see down here. You can actually save more money. But let's just say that you wanted to try it out and click on the 99-cent version here. So let's click on 99 cents. And it comes down to here. Now what you can do is, you notice that there's different ways to buy your account here. And one is, of course, going with a Visa or your other types of credit cards. You can also use PayPal. Now I'm going to be using PayPal because that's basically the safest way for me to buy things on the internet, is through that. So what you want to do now is key in your email address here. You can click on Pay with PayPal. This window will close and your PayPal will open up. You can log into there and then you'll say the amount, which is 99 cents. Go ahead and click on Pay. Now after you've clicked on Pay with PayPal, it goes back to the account creation page for the Pure VPN. And that gives me a chance to put in my name, email address, as well as a password that I want to use with my account. After putting in all that information, click on Continue, and now you should be into your account where you can actually do things in it. So now I'm going to show you the computer setup. Now within this dashboard, if you notice, you do have an option to download apps. So if you're on your Mac, if you're on your Windows computer, you can download the app there. I'm going to show you another way to download the app for your Chromebook as well. And you can also do this on your smartphone simply by going into the Play Stores there and typing in a search for Pure VPN. Now I'm going to show you how to download the apps there from the email that they've sent me. So within that email, you'll have your username as well as your password. And right there where you see step number 2, you'll actually have the option there where you can actually select your device. You have the Windows, the Linux, Mac, and the others there for you. And let's just say that you have a Windows computer. You'd click on the Windows icon and then it would download. And then what you would need to do is you would double click on the file that it downloaded and it will open up into this window. You'd click on I agree and it would open up the next window. In this window we have a choice of where we want the application to be installed. So you can choose different drives, different folders. You also have the option to run automatically at logon. So that means every time you would log into your computer, it automatically start this program. You can click on Install. Next you'll see this pop-up window come up, and basically this gives access to the program to make changes to your computer. If you want that to happen, go ahead and click on Run. And this begins the install process. In a moment or two you'll get another pop-up window and you'll need to click on Install in order for it to finish the installation. And in a moment or two you have your login screen that will come up. Notice here that you are able to download the Pure VPN for your smartphones there. And what we're going to do is just go ahead and click on the green login button. Now at the login screen you need to use your username and your password that's in the email, and you just highlight those and copy and paste those in. After doing that, click on Login. Then this pop-up window will open and it's informing you that you can change your username to your email address. And that might be beneficial to you if you're out and about, you forget the VPN's username. Well, it's easier just to put in your email address. So that gives you that option to do that. At the same time, you can also change your password to a more secure password if you feel that you need to. Hey, here I am in my Chromebook. Now what we're going to do is over on the corner there, click on the app launcher, and that'll open up where you can see more apps. And then you want to look for the web store. So there you can see I'm clicking on that now. Now once you're into the web store, notice in the corner there it says search the store, key in Pure VPN, and after you do that, hit that enter key once and it comes up. Now we're looking for the very first one there with the green icon. That's the one that we need, so go ahead and click on that one there. And then once it opens, notice it has the blue button there that says Add to Chrome. Go ahead and click on Add to Chrome. Now once you've added that extension to your Chrome there, it's going to come up with another button there that says Add Extension. So yes, go ahead and click on that second button too. And now you'll see it above me there. It's actually be in that corner. What you're going to need to do now is click on that icon, and then you need to log into your PureVPN account. And you're going to be using the username and password that you received from that email. Now we're going to jump into the PureVPN features. Now these settings and these features will be the same regardless of whether you're using a Chromebook, Windows, or even a smartphone. One of the very first things that you're going to see is this screen here, and you notice that you can get a customized experience. Now this really forgoes all the hassle of trying to go in and manipulate all of the options and features there found within your VPN. So that, let's say you just want to do a streaming, or if you want internet freedom, or if you want security and privacy most, you click on the one that you want and it dials in all the settings for you. It really saves you a lot of time. After selecting your type of experience that you want to go with, you bring up this window here where it says you're one click away. All you need to do is select your location. So let's go ahead and let's select a location here. So I'm going to click on Global Map, and here you notice there's hundreds of countries listed, and then on the right hand side is the number of servers in each of those countries. You probably will notice that many of the countries have multiple servers to choose from as well. Now on a Windows machine, you'll see this window open here, and notice that you have the servers on the left hand side and then the latency on the right hand side. For the latency, you want a smaller number. So some numbers, let's say we have a number of 31 milliseconds. That's much better than, say, if you were trying to connect to a server that had a number of 91 milliseconds. So I'm going to scroll down to the United States, and there we see there's many servers. Now it's nice to know how many there are. These numbers are usually changing as they add more servers to these countries. So we're going to click in the United States here, and now we see the individual servers and the locations that they're found at. Now I want to jump back onto a Windows machine and talk about some of the app settings, some of the things that we can find beneficial there. So we notice where it says redial automatically if connection drops, and that one's selected right now. So if you drop your connection from your VPN, it automatically tries to reconnect, which is kind of nice. Next is launch on system startup. That's also checked. Then it says auto connect after launch, and that one right now for me is unchecked. Disconnect the VPN on app exit, and that's a handy feature when you want your VPN to do just one thing. For example, you wish to watch movies that are currently blocked from your country. Next, launch default browser after connection. The next option we see is ping servers on startup, and that's very handy. You want that always checked. Basically, it's going to bring the fastest or the quickest servers up to the top of the list and the slowest ones on the bottom of the list. And you're going to be wanting to choose one with a very small millisecond time. And then under select protocol, you can see the different protocols, their speed, and their security ratings. Next, we see network type. We're going to leave these set to automatic, and we really don't need to change anything in here. Next, we have advanced options where we see security, internet kill switch, and multiport. I'm going to click on security now. Within advanced security, we see that we can enable 256-bit encryption. Now that's automatically turned on for us there. Just to let you know, whenever you go to any bank or you do your Gmail or do other things on your computer, most of the times that's what you usually have even without VPNs. Next we have only use PureVPN DNS servers while connected. That's checked. And then we have IPv6 leak protection, that's enabled, and we're going to leave those as they are. Stepping out of advanced security, we see that we have the internet kill switch. Basically what that does is that blocks or turns off the internet if the PureVPN ever disconnects. And then we have multiport. Multiport is an automatic port selection that scans for open ports to connect to and check for cloud or throttled ports and selects the open ports available for connectivity. Basically, we want to leave that done as automatic, and we're not going to change any of those settings within that. And next we have beta features. Now beta features are new features, advanced features. However, they don't have all the problems ironed out. So it's possible that you might be using a beta feature and then some problems may happen, as the app may crash or even your computer may crash. So I'm not going to become a beta tester. And next is port forwarding. Support forwarding is an important feature which allows you to access a device or server from anywhere. It comes in handy when you need to access an internet-connected device or service from anywhere in the world. By default, that's turned off, but it is possible to turn it on if that's one of the features that you need. Next, we have updates. Now, it may not seem like a big deal, but actually checking for updates is a good thing because that way you get the latest version of the app that you're using. And then below that, we have help, feedback, and support ticket. So if you are experiencing some type of a problem, you can actually go in, click on help, look at the feedback, or actually create a support ticket. And the last option there is log out. Now if I click on back, up and found in the upper right hand corner, it will take me back to the main screen where I can now connect and start using my VPN. So I'm going to click on the green connect button. After a few seconds, it will connect. And then you'll be assigned a new IP address via the VPN. And that IP address is not associated with your actual physical location. And you can browse just as before. Basically, the service is very transparent and you don't really notice that you're actually using it. Now we're at the part where we're going to go over the pros and the cons. So far, it seems like we've just had pros, For example, it does bypass geo restrictions. So let's say that you want to watch BBC television, but you live in the United States. Well, you can't do that if you don't live in the UK. So you get your VPN, you say, okay, I'm going to choose the server that's in England there, maybe in London, and you choose that server. Suddenly you can watch BBC TV right on your computer, which is kind of nice. So it does bypass geo restrictions quite easily. Next is increases online privacy. Next, it's free from online censorship. And then it's safer torrenting. And if you know what torrenting is, basically that's where you're downloading files, downloading programs, downloading movies from different sites. And another pro is network scalability. So all those are really good. You say, wow, hey, let's go and buy it, right? Well, now I'm going to go over the cons. And these really, you want to be aware of these. That way you're fully informed of everything. Basically, VPNs can still get hacked. That means a hacker can actually break in or get into a VPN server, get all that information, discover who's been using it, all the data that's been transferred through that server, and basically can really mess up your life in big ways. In fact, if you were reading the news the other day, or a few years ago, NordVPN was hacked and a lot of their customers' information was released. So that's something that you have to be aware of, that when you look at Google, who has billions of dollars to spend on your security, they're very secure. So that's why I use them. And then you look at a VPN, well, it doesn't have billions of dollars to keep your security safe. So there's a difference there on security level. Next, VPNs can monitor your activity. Yeah, exactly the opposite of privacy. You thought, okay, great, I can do anything now. I'm total incognito mode. The reality is the VPN can actually monitor all of your activity, see what sites you go to, and it's pretty much where you have to trust them and all that. Next, governments still have access to VPN's data. You go, wait a minute here. How could that be? Well, let's say that it's a server within the United States. Any type of government agency, if it has probable cause, can go to a VPN server and then request all the data that's been passing through that server. And so if you're using that server, a government agency can then go in and look and see everything that's gone through there, and there would be connections to all the users who have used that. And also the VPN actually knows your real IP address. You think, okay, great, no one knows my IP address. Well, who does? The VPN does. And they keep a log of that so they know exactly where the data is coming from and where it's going. And unfortunately, it's unable to bypass 100% of some of the restrictions that are out there. And the last con that I'm going to be covering here is the increase of cost. And I almost forgot, another drawback would be performance as far as your download speeds. Now, on many people, it's kind of a mixed bag. Some people say, no, it's not going to slow you down at all. In fact, it's going to be better. But if you think about it, if you're connecting to a server on the other side of the planet, your data has to go from your computer to that server, from that server that's on the other side of the planet to the location where you're getting your data, and then back to the VPN server, and then back to you. So it's increasing the distance the data has to travel. So it could slow down your transfer speeds somewhat. Hey, if you like these types of videos, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below because I love to read your comments. If you have any questions about VPNs or about any of the other things that I do here at Selma Teacher 7, please leave a question there and I'll make sure that I get to it as soon as I can. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel and watching some of my other videos on technology. Hey, and make sure you do share the video because basically that's the only way that this channel gets promoted is through you. Alrighty, thank you very much and bye-bye.